Hello, good evening, lovely, lovely people. How are you? So nice of you to join. I'm going to make it a short one. I promise I'm going to make it a short one. I'm going to make it a short session. I'm going to make it a short one. I know a lot of you want to catch the football game, so I'm the same. I can't wait for it to start. Uh, I can't wait for it to start and for us to lose, but that's a joke. So lovely to have you, lovely to see you. Thank you so much for joining me on this Sunday evening. And I know a lot of you are football fans, so like me, you cannot wait for that football match to start. It's a lovely form of entertainment, isn't it? It's really nice to watch. All my friends, all the friends that I know are now sitting in a pub somewhere in this country, in obviously all different cities. They're all sitting in a pub and I'm so jealous. But I would much rather be here with you, lovely, lovely people, on this Sunday evening. Okay. You root for England, Arsalan. Yeah. I'm rooting for England. I have a strong feeling. My gut tells me, excuse me, I've got a frog in my throat. Excuse me. So my gut tells me, that's the idiom that we use. My gut tells me, that means, my gut is like my stomach, yeah? My gut tells me, this is like when I have a feeling, my gut tells me that Spain is going to win. Sorry, if you're an England fan, sorry. My gut tells me Spain is going to win. But we need to be realistic, right? I think the fact that we've got this far is good. It's good, and hopefully we might get it next time. I don't know. Yes, so I can see lots of people saying, I'm in Manchester Travelodge, going to join fans at the centre. Oh, that's so much fun. Have fun. زبان انگلیسی رو از خود انگلیسیان بهتر صحبت. Thank you, Ehsan. Okay, I've got a boo there. That's fine. حس ششم من بهم میگه. Very good. I would like your Farsi speech. I don't think so. Believe me, I don't think you want to hear me speaking Farsi. So England is going to win. Hopefully. Talk about Trump terror. I don't know much about it, to be honest. I saw something that was on TV. It looked staged, to be honest, like the story that I put up last night. Staged, which means it looked like it was planned. I don't know. I'm so sorry. I've spoken so much today. I do apologize. This happens when you speak a lot. It looked staged. It looked planned. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's not normal, because we've seen people in history do some very strange things for attention. So this might be one of those, or it might be genuine. I really don't know. Okay. Are you Iranian because you speak English so well? My father is Persian. Yeah. So my father was born in Iran. I was born here, born and raised in the UK. I lived in Iran for a few years when I was a kid, and I absolutely loved it. Definitely. گلوم گرفته رو انگلیسی چی گفتین? Yes, so گلوم گرفته, it doesn't mean I've caught a cold or anything. When you speak a lot and sometimes your voice, you need to clear your throat. Sometimes you need to clear your throat. So the idiom that I used was, I've got a frog in my throat. I've got a frog in my throat. That's the idiom that I used, and I'm going to put these, as always, in the caption on YouTube. Okay, so one was my gut tells me, and I've got a frog in my throat. So when you've spoken a lot and you feel like you need to clear your throat, that's usually what we say. Excuse me, I've got a frog in my throat. That's how we say it. Okay. I am harsh. I don't think we can say that. No. قورباغه تو گلو داری. Yes, basically. Yeah, that's what we say. I've got a frog in my throat, yes. So usually we say, excuse me, I've got a frog in my throat. And then we clear our throat, clear our throat. As Trump ba'id nist chi bishe. Okay, so bilingual by Maral, is that right? As Trump ba'id nist, very good. In English we say, I wouldn't put it past Trump. Okay, so that's another idiom. I wouldn't, یعنی ازش بعید نیست. I wouldn't put it past, and then the person, Trump. I wouldn't put it past him, ازش بعید نیست. I wouldn't put it past them, ازشون بعید نیست. Okay, so I wouldn't put it past, and then that person that I want to use. Yeah, okay. Lovely, very good. So what I've decided to do for tonight, there are two things I want to do, if that's okay. The first one is, it's not completely ready yet, but I just want to let you know what I've been working on. Obviously, I'm working on a few courses at the same time for adults. So I've got a course that will be coming out. It will be ready to start in about a couple of weeks, and that's for English at work. English at work. It's going to be focusing on slang and idioms that we use in the place of work. Normal English conversation, everybody's fine, but sometimes if you're working in an English environment, not just an English speaking country, but when you work in an English environment, sometimes natives might use certain idioms or slang specific for the workplace. And if you're not familiar with what they're saying, it can be a bit intimidating. It can be a bit frustrating. What did that slang mean? What did that expression mean? So this is what my course is going to be focused on. It's 10 lessons. We're going to start in a couple of weeks. The students will have chance to review the lesson, learn the lesson from the Monday every week. And then on the Sunday every week, as always, we will have a live online session, and that will be on Google Meet. Okay, so next week I will talk a little bit more about that, and I will give you the opportunity to be able to go to the website if you want to. It's already on the website if you want to go and join, it's there. The next thing I've been working on, just to let you know, I've got so many of you writing to me asking about your children, right? Especially now that we're getting close to summer. A lot of you are asking, Layla, do you teach kids? Sadly, I don't. Unfortunately, I don't have the skills to teach kids. As you know, teaching children is a completely different ball game. It's a different procedure to teaching adults. I don't have the skills to teach children, but what I have done for use over summer, hopefully you'll find it useful, is I have taken a few very, very popular storybooks, which are these. There are 10 storybooks altogether. So I am turning these into like a collection of stories, which is going to be online available. So it's 10 stories. They are all, as you can see, I'll show you the first one. This is going to be the first one. Mr. Tickle. It's not my story. I didn't write it. But as you can see inside, it's got a lovely little picture, and then it's got English writing all throughout the story. So what I'm going to do with this, so you've got the pictures and then you've got the writing. It's all in English. What I am going to do, I've almost finished it. It's not complete yet. 10 stories. I have made a video of me reading the story in English, so the children can see the writing, they can also see the picture, and they can hear me reading it. That's the video in English. I've also made another video for that same story where I read the sentence in English and then I translate it in Farsi for every story. So some children, if their English isn't too, if they need a bit of help with their English, they can watch the video that has Farsi translation as well. So I read the sentence in English and then I translate it in Farsi also. Children will have access to an audio file, which means they can listen to the story for bedtime or anytime. If you guys go on holiday in the car, they can maybe listen to it or watch the video. I will also, I have also scanned all of these stories and I've put them as PDF on the website as well. So if you want, you can print these out and give them to your child. They can read the story themselves if they like. They can listen to me while they're reading in the audio, or they can watch me as I read it. And they also have the Farsi as well. So in one of the videos, I'm reading it in English, and then at the end of every sentence, I translate that in Farsi for any children who need a bit of help there. So that's what I'm working on currently. That should be ready in the next few days, and I will definitely put it on my story, specifically for over the summer period, because I know a lot of kids are off school over summer. It can be useful for beginners too, sure. If adults want to use it, absolutely fine. No judgment, no judgment. I'm not going to ask, do you have any kids? It's up to you, obviously. Okay, so the first one, yes, was Mr. Tickle. Mr. Tickle, there we go. There are a total of 48 altogether. There are around 48 different Mr. Men, as you can see, altogether. And I have selected 10 of the funniest stories, and they're really, really funny. All the people of my generation and all the next generation, all of us in the UK, we grew up with these Mr. Men stories. So they're very well known in the UK, and they've been sold all over the world. So even in America, Canada, people know the Mr. Men. That's for anybody who's interested. Okay, so I don't teach children, but I can create, at least I can read stories to them, if that helps. Okay, you are out of this world, Layla, and as Iranian people living abroad, we are eventually proud of you for your help and support in this field of endeavor. That really means a lot to me. Thank you so much. That very, very nice words. Thank you. You're very kind. Yeah, very kind of you. Thank you. Very touching words. Thank you very much. Okay. Let's get to the lesson, if that's okay. I want to make it a quick one because the game is about to start in about half an hour or so. So we talked about the idea when we want to say we are hopeful that something will happen. For example, some people might say, we hope that England will win tonight. I don't know. We hope Spain wins tonight. I hope I get the job. I've been for a job interview. I hope I get the job. I hope my visa comes through. I hope I pass my driving test. I hope I graduate from university with top marks. I hope. Yes, all of these things. There are certain idioms that we can use in these situations that I'm going to go through with you right now. If you are familiar with my live sessions, you know that I record all of these on my phone and then I transfer them to YouTube. And in the caption of YouTube, I will write everything that I've been talking about tonight. All the idioms, all the phrases, everything will be in the caption of the YouTube video. And I will share the YouTube link with you as a story as well. Okay, hopefully that can help. One can only hope, Bita. Absolutely, one can only hope. Do not write Farsi, please. I don't usually write in Farsi. No. So yeah, it'll just be in English. Okay. One of the idioms that a lot of you may know when we want to say yes, there is hope. There is hope. We say there is light at the end of the tunnel. There is light at the end of the tunnel. And when I'm saying this sentence, the stress is on the word is. There is light at the end of the tunnel. There is light at the end of the tunnel. Some people even add the word always. There is always light at the end of the tunnel. Yeah, so there is light at the end of the tunnel. So that means don't give up hope. Stay hopeful. Don't give up hope. There is light at the end of the tunnel, or there is always light at the end of the tunnel. So that's the first one. The next one is, again, when we're talking about being hopeful for the future. Let's say that, for example, you've given your driving test, you've sat your driving test, unfortunately you failed. I'm sorry. And it's upsetting, it's frustrating, all the time, all the money that you've spent, all the practice, the stress, everything. Unfortunately, you failed. I'm sorry. If you've told me, Layla, I've failed, I am going to say this. Don't worry, there's always tomorrow, or there's always next time. Okay, so that basically means this was not your final opportunity in your life. There is always tomorrow. So you can give the test again in the future. Don't give up hope. Don't give up on learning how to drive. There is always tomorrow. And when we say tomorrow, we don't mean tomorrow, Monday. We mean there is always tomorrow is the idiom, which means, okay, you can do it again. Yeah. If it's an exam or whatever, that's fine. You can do it again. Don't give up. There is always tomorrow, or there is always next time. Okay, so tonight, let's go back to tonight's football. If England lose, unfortunately, if they lose, then obviously we're all going to be shocked and devastated. But we can say there is always next time. 2028, is that right? I think the UK and Ireland are hosting the next Euros, if I'm not mistaken. So there's always next time. There is always next time. We use this when somebody has failed in something. They've been unsuccessful in something. So we say, okay, don't give up. Try again. Yeah. There's always tomorrow, or there's always next time. Right. So that's the next one. So the first one, there is always light at the end of the tunnel. The second one, there's always tomorrow, or there's always next time. Don't stop. Don't stop trying. The next one is when we are really, really hopeful that something will happen. But as you may know, unfortunately, British people are not very religious. Unfortunately, unfortunately, I don't know. We're not very religious, which is a sad thing. It's a, I don't know. Some people say it's a sad thing. But however, we do use the word faith in lots of idioms. And this is the idiom. Let's keep the faith. Let's keep the faith. Let's keep the faith. That means let's stay hopeful. If you have any kind of faith, let's keep the faith, basically. So let's stay hopeful. That's how we use it. It doesn't mean you have to have faith in something specific, but it's the idiom that we use. Let's keep the faith. Okay. Excuse me. An informal version that we want to say, an informal version of an idiom, before you go to give your test, before you go for an exam, before we start the football or anything, you want to start something you haven't started yet. I say, you've got this. You might have heard it in a lot of films as well. It's very informal, but we say, you've got this. That means I believe in you. I'm sure you're going to get it. It's a way of being extremely hopeful and positive about the outcome and result of whatever it is that you want to do. You've got this. You've got this. Or I might want to say to myself, I've got this. I'm going to make it. Yeah, they've got this. The England team have got this, right? So that's how we use it in an idiom. It's very informal. You've got this. Okay. And it's just before somebody wants to start a task, or they want to start doing something that they're really stressed and very anxious about. We want to just give them a bit of support. We say, you've got this. Yeah. Okay. With tonight's team, I really hope that they don't lose their nerve. That's another idiom. I hope they don't lose their nerve. I hope they don't lose their nerve. I hope they don't lose their nerve. When you lose your nerve, that means you lose your calm. That means you get really stressed, and stress starts controlling you. And when stress controls you, things can go wrong sometimes. So I'm saying, I'm hoping, or I hope they don't lose their nerve. So that means I hope they stay calm. And if they stay calm, hopefully they'll be able to perform really well. I hope they don't lose their nerve. I can say it about myself before a very important job interview. I hope I don't lose my nerve. Say it to my partner or my friend. I hope you don't lose your nerve. Yeah, like this. Because obviously we know stress can affect, it can impede, it can affect our performance, can't it? It can impede our performance, which means affect our performance. Impede, I-M-P-E-D-E, impede, impede, which means affect, excuse me, affect our performance. I've got one last idiom, excuse me, that I want to share with you, and then I'll let you go. I'll let you go. I'll let you go. I'll let you go. So I've got one more idiom to share with you, and then I'll let you go. Yeah? I'll let you go. So one more idiom I want to share with you. This is when somebody has tried something. They might have failed. You want to say, even though on the face of it, everything looks negative, everything looks dark, everything looks like you failed, but there is still hope. Don't give up, right? So that's what it means. And this is the idiom. Every cloud has a silver lining. Every cloud has a silver lining. What does it mean? If you think of a cloud that has come and obscured the sun, a cloud that has come in front of the sun, it's very dark. Obviously, it turns the day quite dark and it's very negative. But if you look at the edges on the sides, at the edges of the cloud, you see kind of like a silver lining. You see like a little bit of a shine coming through. You know there is light behind that cloud. So every cloud has a silver lining, which means once that cloud goes away, then you've got brightness. So there is still hope. Even though it looks difficult, even though it looks like you might have failed, even though it looks like you're going through a difficulty, don't give up, because there is light. It will get better in the future. Every cloud has a silver lining. So that's what we're saying. Every cloud has a silver lining. Okay, every cloud has a silver lining, please, with an A. Lovely. Thank you. Every cloud has a silver lining. شهبانوی ایران میگه من همیشه امید رو در دلم نگه میدارم. Absolutely, absolutely. That is the sign of somebody very open-minded, very educated, yeah? That's one thing that, especially with you lovely, lovely, very, very brave people, and I know a lot of you live in Iran right now, and it's not easy. I know that the situation obviously is not easy with people who live outside of Iran. Again, the situation is not easy. You are away from your hometown. You're away from your family, you're away from your country. Obviously, the smell of the streets of Iran, it's completely different. It doesn't matter if you live in America, Canada, Australia, UK, wherever. Home is different, so I know that. I experienced that myself. I think when we lose hope, that is when we've lost the battle. And that's when I think the enemy thinks that it's won. So the one thing the enemy cannot take away from us is hope. I think, in my own opinion, that's the only thing that the enemy can't take away from us, and that is hope. Because while there is hope, there will be trying. We'll keep trying. As soon as we give up hope, we stop trying, right? And that's when the enemy wins. And this could be about anything about life, but especially about our lovely country, Iran, as well. As soon as we give up hope, that's when the enemy thinks that it's won, and we don't want to do that. So the previous queen of Iran, I think I would say, the previous queen of Iran. She's absolutely right. Yeah, to keep hope in our hearts. That's the one thing they can't take away from us. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Lovely. So, very good. Very good. Useful. Thank you very much. You're absolutely right. I'm from Canada. Yeah. Yeah. So I know your teaching is nothing but fabulous. Thank you. Thank you, Bita. Thank you very much. So yes, that is something that just because we don't live in our home country doesn't mean life is all rosy. Everybody likes to be back in their country, of course. We're all dying for that lovely fragrance of the streets. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I experienced this when I was a kid. The last time I was in Iran was about 15 years ago. It was a long time ago. When my son was 6 months old, I think that's the last time I was in Iran. And I'd love to go back again. But there's something about the smell of the streets, you know, that's the sound, the traffic even. You know, when you go into shops, there's something about the kindness, the friendly vibe and feeling that you get when you bump into people on the street, you know. Here, unfortunately, in the UK, if somebody has an accident, a lot of people, they will think about it first before they come forward to help. Of course, we're all human. If we see someone in danger, we're definitely going to come and help. But people will think about it first. Oh, should I help, or should I wait for the ambulance, or maybe I should just call the ambulance and I'll wait, or whatever. But in some countries, like for example Iran, people don't even think. It's automatic. They just go and help because they can see another individual who is in need. It just comes automatically to them. There's another human who needs my help, so I will automatically go and help. I don't even need to think about it, you know? And that just shows the friendly, very close bond that people have in certain cultures. You don't get that everywhere in the world. So that's something that you get in some cultures. And if you have it in your culture, hold on to it with both hands because it's priceless. It really is. Okay, right. That is it. That brings us to 7:30. That brings us to 7:30, which means now by my watch it's 7:30. So I hope you found this session useful. I'm going to let you go because I know you're dying to go and watch the football. If you're a football fan, good luck. Whoever you're supporting, good luck. I hope the team that you're supporting wins, and I hope you found this session useful. I will be working on the stories that I just mentioned, the Mr. Men stories, and hopefully this week, sometime this week, when everything is ready on the website, I will start advertising on my Instagram page for anybody who's interested. I know a lot of you are interested, and I know a lot of you can't wait, especially now that your kids are at home from school. This is a perfect opportunity for them to learn English with colored pages and obviously with a story. It's fantastic for them to learn English, so I will definitely do that as soon as I can. Thank you very much. Who are you rooting for? I'm rooting for England, obviously, but I've got my eye on, is it Lamar? Is that right? Lamar? Did I get the name right? That 16 or 17-year-old Spanish boy. It was his birthday yesterday, wasn't it? Is it Lamar? I don't know if I got the name right. That 17-year-old Spanish boy. He is something else. He's something else. He's something else, honestly. Everyone's got their eye on that young man. So همینقدر که مثلا 7-0 آبروی ما رو نبرن همین کافیه. Believe me. Okay. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your evening, everybody. Good luck to you if you're a football fan. And I hope to see you again very soon. Okay, take care. Good night.